Well, good morning, class. My pleasure to be with you again this week. This week, we're coming into the final uh, um, planning. We see all of the things that had happened in the Old Testament. We see all the participation of different men. Important that you and I remember the character of God, uh, the way that God had made his man. God is good. God is love. God is light. God is the truth. Never lies. And the man was made in his likeness, in his image, and that man lost that likeness in his sin. But yet in the Old Testament, we find men and women that sought after God, that followed after God, and followed God's ways, received from him. We see in the Old Testament God establishing uh, many important things. He established the means of a sacrifice and the purpose for sacrifice and the way to do a sacrifice. That a sacrifice had to include blood. That a sacrifice had to include death. And he we see in the Old Testament he's establishing many areas of his kingdom, how things work in his kingdom that don't change in the New Testament. Now we see the way that a man is made righteous changing completely, but we don't see God's character changing. We don't see what God expects of a man changing. If we read in the book of Psalms and Proverbs especially, we see the way that God expects a man to live. And here we see another imperfect man, Solomon, but yet the wisdom that he wrote in Proverbs still applies today. And so we come into the new covenant, and in John chapter 1 and verse 14 is just it's just one verse, but it's so big. It contains so much. And it says, and the word became flesh and dwelt among us. And I just made a big mistake.